मदतं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमाहो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशधारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरतुषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि प्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धु एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। Yesterday I had ended with we have ended with that verse of Chaturveda Bhajante Ma, and uh, and I've also, as per I remember, I have told that if you have any questions, you can ask me today in the beginning. So if anyone have a question on on those two verses that we would discussing yesterday, you can ask first, and then I can move ahead. You can raise your hand if you have questions. Okay, I feel so. There's no questions, so we'll move ahead better. तेषां ज्ञानि नित्ययुक्त एकभक्तिर्विशिष्यते प्रियो हि ज्ञानिनोत्यर्थम् अहं स च मम प्रियः. Please recite. Translation.
Of this, the one who is in full knowledge and who is always engaged in pure devotional service is the best. For I am very dear to him and he is very dear to me.
So we're here now after saying the four categories of the pious people, Sukritna, who actually turn towards the Lord. Lord says among these four, the Jnani is the best. The Jnani is the best because of two reasons. One is that he has a relatively a pure motive in approaching the Lord, and he is very, and he is already and he has a very great eagerness for self-realization, or he understands the self very well, that he is different from the body. He knows very well. That is why among these four, Jnani is considered to be the best. That's what has been said. Read the purpose.
But out of them, he who is in knowledge of the absolute truth and free from all material desires become a really pure devotee of the Lord. And of the four orders, the devotee who is in full knowledge and is at the same time engaged in devotional service is, the Lord says, the best. By searching after knowledge, one realizes that his self is different from this material body. And when further advanced, he comes to the knowledge of impersonal Brahman and Paramatma. When one is fully purified, he realizes that his constitutional position is to be an eternal servant of God. So, by association with pure devotees, the inquisitive, the distressed, the seeker after material amelioration, and the man in knowledge all become themselves pure. But in the preparatory stage, the man who is in full knowledge of the Supreme Lord and is at the same time executing devotional service is very dear to the Lord. He who is situated in pure knowledge of the transcendence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is so protected in devotional service that material contamination cannot touch him.
Yeah, yeah. So this is the qualification of Jnani, that he is in full knowledge and at the same time is engaged in devotional service. Only the difference is that the difference between the practitioner uh, of a pure devotional service and this Jnani is that still his motive is not so pure as the practitioner of a pure devotional service. So that I'll talk about later on. So over here it has been said that Prabhupada is mentioning that because at any other reason they come to the Lord and they search after the knowledge, they try to understand how we can get what they want to get. In that, these all the personalities they can advance by the association of devotee, pure devotee, and may come to the may further advance to the stages from impersonal government to Paramatma, and in fact to become an eternal servant of the God. So all these four are capable of gaining pure love of Godhead also, uh, if they keep on, if they come in contact with a pure devotee of the Lord, hear from him, and does not turns away, does not turns back, from the path of devotional service, they can reach it. So, but in the beginning stage, among these four, like there are four runners who are going to run the race, but one of the runner actually, maybe very, very, maybe very, very, fit, might have the coach may be very happy with him because he has practiced the most. He was most submissive student of that coach. So the coach will be happy with the with one of the runner who is was so. But others can also win if they actually if they follow the path properly and do not turn back. That's what has been said. But in the beginning stage, it has been said the Jnani among these four is the best. That is what has been said over here. Next verse. उदार उदार सर्व एवेते ज्ञानी तो आत्मवेव मे मतम् आस्थितः स हि युक्तात्मा मामेवानु उत्तमं गतिम्. Yeah, please read the translation. Oh, yeah, please
All
read the
these,
translation.
yes, please. Translation. All these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous souls, but one who is situated in knowledge of me I consider to be just like my own self. Being engaged in my transcendental service, he is sure to attain me, the highest and most perfect goal.
Yeah, purport.
Purport by His Divine Prabhupada. It is not that devotees who are less complete in knowledge are not dear to the Lord. The Lord says that all magnanimous because anyone who comes to the Lord for any purpose is called Mahatma or great soul. The devotees who want some benefits out of devotional service are accepted by the Lord because there is an exchange of affection. Out of affection, they ask the Lord for some material benefits, and when they get it, they become so satisfied that they also advance in devotional service. But the devotee in full knowledge is considered to be very dear to the Lord because his only purpose is to serve the Supreme Lord with love and devotion. Such a devotee cannot live a second without contacting or serving the Supreme Lord. Similarly, the Supreme Lord is very fond of his devotees and cannot be separated from him.
So because after when the Lord said in the previous verse, Agyani is the best, then naturally a question will come. So, my dear Lord, you don't like other three people. Actually, they are approaching you. Then, no, no, I like all of them. They all are magnanimous souls because they are approaching me. They are Mahatmas. So, Udara, Sarva, Evaite. They all are Udara people. They all are magnanimous people. All of them. But among them, Jnani to Atma Meva Me Matam. But in my mat, Lord is very clearly saying, no, Jnani is just like myself. No, it's a too much of a glorification given of a Gyani over here by the Lord. He's saying he's just like myself. Acha, acha, how? Uh, Astitah sahiyukt atma mam evanuttamam gatim. Oh, because this person, he's situated always in me, engaged in my devotional service, and he uh, and I am also like way in remember him all the time. And that's what has been said around about the Jnani. But all other three are also great. Why they are great? Because with some emotions they come to me and they ask. Now, so this is what has been said about these category of people who are approaching the Lord. Now, while we are speaking this, one thing is very sure: the Lord is very merciful, and the Lord is extremely merciful over here. Uh, he is actually uh, he is actually very kindly accepting even the bhakti of this jnani and other three also. And and the jnani has some, as I said to you, a jnani is the best because he is nitya yukta. The other three people are not called as nitya yukta. Why? Because there may be a situation, or it can happen very much that they have come with certain desires, artha, artharthi, and jigyasu, and their desire is over, and they will turn back. Like some people may come, because their business is going down, and they go and approach Balaji or somebody like that and start doing something homas also, and practicing Narayan mantra also. But after the business gets fine, they may turn it. They may actually get engaged too much into business than the Lord. So, but so or people who are jigyasu, they want to know. Oh, what is there in this Bhagavad Gita? I want to know. They read. That's it. Done. Ho gaya. Khatam. Jigyasa khatam. है ना नयापन खत्म जिज्ञासा खत्म चलो अभी दूसरा चलो so these all people are not nitya yukta but gyan is nitya yukta. He is always in Krishna consciousness. He is always absorbed. He will not turn back. So this is why the jnani is also is very much liked by the Lord other than the other three. So then somebody may ask, but it may be that jnani may be actually worshipping you out of fear. He may be doing bhakti because he might have feared that his gyan, what is having of self-realization, may not go away. So the Lord says that, see, no, this jnani is not like this. This jnani has a is in the category of pradhani bhut bhakti. Na? All these three people, all these 3-4 people are pradhani bhut bhakti. So in him, bhakti is predominant. His gyan is not so predominant. So that is why this is, I like him. He is not a person who is worshipping me out of fear. So he's a Nitya Yukta and Eka Bhakti. That is the word then used in the 17th verse, which what we read now right now. So he is very much he has given up much of her desires of getting relief from suffering, artha, arthi, and jigyasu ki tarah. And he is Eka Bhakti. He is motivated one devotion only to me. So that is why I fulfill his desire. He is very so this means the Lord is very clearly saying that although I have said akama sarvo kama va moksha kama udaridi, already the Lord has said has been said in the Bhagavatam, but over here the Lord is very clearly saying to the lesser the degree one has a motive, you know, in approaching me, to that degree I am very favorable to. Uh, that is very clear because he applies the principle say yatham am prapadyante. So that is why, because this person is very much, is in me, the Jnani. So I am also very much interested in him than the other three. So that's what has been said. So for us, though, it is very clear that we that is why Prabhupada, if Prabhupada has given us a method, Prabhupada, why he could say that one lifetime, one lifetime one can go. Because why? Because he gave a process of pure devotional service where a devotee is not seeking anything from the Lord. So, because such kind of a practice somebody does under the guidance of a pure devotee, uh, he will be. He is capable of going even one lifetime. Although the scriptures do say that three lifetimes, sometimes it is said like that. But Prabhupada could say in one lifetime, this life, last life. If we follow it with this intensity, not anything else. He's a Nitya Yukta, Eka Bhakti. If we begin with like this, it is very good. Then it is very, very easy to cross over. So the Jnani is the object of affection for me, the Lord says, because his affection is also undivided. He is also giving his affection fully to me. So I also give my affection to him. So this is something very important. And all these people, Artho, Artharthi, Jigyasu, their affection is distributed. Their affection is also to some comfort or some kind of a inquisitiveness, to some people in this world. But Jnani's affection is only in the Lord. You know? He's already renounced from all those material pursuits of life. You know? So he's renounced from the material pursuits of life and his object of affection is the Lord. So the Lord also says, Jnani to atma meva me matam. He's like myself. That's why he's been saying. else the Lord would not say that he is like myself. So, so Jnani is not looking for actually neither Swarga nor Moksha. Nothing he is looking for. Like these people have this tendency of Artha Arthati Jigyasu. Yeah. So, many times, actually, once some video was shown about Swarga, to some people, and and seeing that video, they said, "Oh, Swarga is also good place. you know, so much opulence is there. Better, so many beautiful women are there. So much beautiful. There are Nandakanan gardens are there. There's Airavat over there. So much of beautiful. The even Kalpavriksha trees are also there inside. Uh, it's a good place. So actually, people who are of this mentality of Artho, Artharthi, Jigyasu, these people look for Swarga and Moksha, right? But Jnani not. Because Jnani is understood, is renounced of all these material pleasures. He is not so much into it. And he is looking for Krishna. So he is considered to be the best among all these four. So, and that is why the Lord also considers him to be very great. And he says to him, he is, the Jnani, however, Krishna says, is my very life and soul. That is the opinion that the Lord is saying. So surely, Jnani is a very high stage. So Jnani is when it's called myself, Lord is saying is my Atma, because he has extreme affection for me. And then similarly I have also very extreme affection for him. So so this is said about the Jnani. So now as I'm being saying you about the Jnani, any question comes to your mind, you tell. Uh, or what do you have anything to say or ask
It just
on
seems
this?
that in this purpose, for Jnani Prabhupada is referring to pure devotee because again and again Prabhupada is saying he is in love and devotion with Krishna. He is absorbed.
He's in love and devotion with Krishna, but I'm going to show you something much further. He's not a pure devotee category. He can become a pure devotee. Pure devotion is much higher than this Jnani. I'll show you. Anything else you want to ask anyone till now?
Prabhuji, you in the translation when we see Prabhupada is using the word pure devotional service. He is engaged like that in
Yeah, yeah. I'm
translation.
going to show you. Wait, wait, wait. Apart from that, you have any question? Okay. So now please read what I'm showing you. Hmm? Is it visible to you all? Oh, where it went. Yeah. Please read four impure motives for devotion.
For individual motives for devotion, often said that food remains undiscussed as long as they don't speak. Bhavita as it is 2.54 purport. Similarly, mixed devotees pass for true Vaishnava only until they expose their alternative motives. Great souls learn in the science of devotion easily distinguish crow-like neophytes from swan-like Vaishnavas. Krishna himself classified the four pious but materially motivated person who approach him with a semblance of
So these are
faith.
the four. So
Chaturvarnam,
so these
Chaturvidha
are the four
bhajanti ma
category people who
janas.
approach the Lord with a semblance of faith, have some material motivation, even in the jnana. You know? Now, Sukritano, Artha Artharthi Jigyasu, we are very well understood. And Krishna says, stay some jnana in the yuga. This was what we read. Now, now the following description of these four general classifications of shadowy faith is based on Krishna Shankara and Baldev Vidyabhushan's comments on these two verses. So if you, when you will read Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, no, sorry, Nectar of Devotion, over there these things very becomes very clear that this Jnani, what is the problem? Uh, it is true that Prabhupada over here is mentioning him as a because as a practitioner of pure devotion service, because he is very quickly he can. But as such, right now at this stage, he is not. This very clearly Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. No, very clearly Baldev Vidyabhushan and Jiva Goswami also very clearly says that. So Prabhupada is giving him, is why he is writing it is not also wrong. This is right because he is on the door. He can very quickly than these other three. Right. So now the distress, the artha, jigyasu, and artharthi. One thing I want to say, the word artha, jigyasu, and artharthi. Jigyasu is in the middle, is also been said. Why? Because the inquisitiveness can also be in artha people and artharthi people. You know? These both people, artha and artharthi, can also have inquisitiveness to know about the Lord. Why? To fulfill their selfish or selfish things that they want to gain, or then some material gain that they want. So now the seeker of the truth, Jigyasu, Jnani. Now read over here, bro, this much.
The seekers of truth, Jnani, renounce worldly pleasure to realize the impersonal Brahman. These are not Mayavadis but Brahmavadis mentioned in the chapter 3. By strictly practicing celibacy and other forms of asceticism, they began to acquire knowledge of the Supreme. And when inspired by wisdom, they turned to Krishna and served him to acquire pure transcendental knowledge.
Uh, so this is generally the Jnani is like that, but this Jnani is not a Mayavadi. These are not Mayavadis. The majority are Brahmavadis because why? Why it has been said like that? His ekmati is there. Nitya yukta he is. But it is because they have right now they have no intervention of a pure devotee in their life. So for their own to understand the Lord to have a form is very difficult, has been said over here. So now I'll show you exactly what is the problem with these people. There's a lot have been said about in context to Bhakti Rasam Sindhu. Uh, yeah, I'll show you where is. हाँ हाँ, यहाँ पे पढ़िए, यस, द वाइज।
The wise Gyanis of whom Krishna speaks have fully realized the nature of the self. They know that Krishna is Supreme Self, worthy of veneration. To know Krishna better, they surrender to him. Srila Prabhupada emphasizes two outstanding characteristics: the wise possess full knowledge of spirit and a relative purity of purpose. Net of Devotion, Chapter 3. Krishna summarizes the effect these two traits have on the voice with the words, I am very dear to the Gyanis. Priyo hi
Yeah,
Gyanino Tyartham.
Atyartham, to seek the truth. पढ़िए।
To seek the truth, although still an impure motivation, that is, it is aimed at something other than Krishna's pleasure, is the next best thing to a pure motive because it is on the platform of passive adoration. This neutral affection for Krishna manifests itself in the voice due to their purity of heart. To the degree that the heart is pure, to that degree it will develop faith. To the degree that the heart develops faith, to that degree it can realize the absolute. And to the degree that one possesses transcendental knowledge, to that degree one can love Krishna. Krishna confirmed this in the Gita, being fully absorbed in me and taking refuge in me. Many persons in the past became purified by knowledge of me, and thus they all attain transcendental love for me. Therefore, Krishna extols the wise for their knowledgeable devotion, which is still only a semblance of devotion, but is a semblance of higher order.
हाँ, so that's well said over here. So what is the problem? Problem is the Gyani is quite high, but what is the difference between a practitioner of a pure devotional service and the Gyani right now? Is this, is that they are aimed at, you know, their motive is to worship the Lord, to know about the Lord, not to please Him. Whereas a pure devotional service is based on pleasing the Lord. But and it's on that's why it's been said, na, that although it's a still impure motivation to seek the truth, he wants to know the truth. He doesn't want to serve the truth. So till now. But yeah, as soon as he will come, because his heart is pure, and he will come to know the truth, eventually he will serve the truth. But as that is why it's been said, he is on a doorway to pure devotional service. That is why then he has some. That is why he is not considered no to be a practitioner of pure devotional service over there. But he is like no, as soon as he will get in contact with a pure devotee, he will be very quickly. Yeah, that's why he's a nitya yukta. He will not give up. He will. All other people who may come with artho, artharthi, jigyasu category people. Some people are jigyasu. They come to even device program. They में some. चलो देखते हैं क्या बोलते हैं, भगवत गीता थोड़ा अच्छा ग्रंथ है, सुना है बहुत सारा मैंने इसके बारे में, थोड़ा सुन ही लेते हैं। सुन लेगा, एक दो क्लास सुन लेकर चला जाएगा वापस। हाँ हाँ, समझ में आ गया, आत्मा क्या है, भगवान क्या है, ठीक ठीक। No, he is not like that category because he is not looking anything in this material world. But he has not developed a desire to please Krishna. Because why? Because he still doesn't know as much about Krishna. He's seeking the truth. So in one way, he's like a dry wood. So that is why Krishna is saying he is very dear to me, but surely it's not like priyo hi jnanino atyartham. Is I am very dear to the jnanis. Uh, because jnanis, jnani people. But if this jnani, if this jnani somehow come in touch with Brahmavadis only, then he will never come to the pure devotional service path. But if this jnani comes in contact with pure devotee, he can start pleasing Krishna, serving Krishna. And Brahmavadis, they will not serve Krishna, they will merge into their Brahman. So that's are called as transcendentalist for sure. So one has to know how much Krishna right now is glorifying this Jnani, how much then the Lord appreciates those people who come on the path of pure devotional service, right? So then he says, by singling out the seekers of truth, Krishna indirectly instructs the other three class of pious men to cultivate knowledge, right? No? So because the other three class, Artho, Artharthi, Jigyasu, even if they cultivate knowledge about Krishna by hearing from a pure devotee, they can also come to this stage. They will give up. Like Dhruv Maharaj got it, right? No? See, the example for this Jnani is Chatush Kumaras. Or what happened to them? They are Brahmavadis, they have been said. Initially, they are Brahmavadis, but they are seeker of truth. That's why they came to Vaikuntha. They came to the door of Vaikuntha seeking truth, not pleasing truth. So, but when they heard from the conversation and they smelled the Makaranda, Tulsi, Makaranda Vayu, and they heard the conversation and they heard the statements of the Lord. And actually, where the Lord is saying, they are my servants. They understood, oh my Lord, we are to not his because we are not his servants. We are not service. We are not doing any service to him. So I lop off my arms when the Lord said about Jai Vijay for the for requesting as a he is actually taking the responsibility of their mistake and requesting forgiveness from Chatus Kumar. They has I lop off my arms for them, because they have done like that. So he could understand, by Lord, these servants, because serving the Lord is much higher than us. So over here, Narasimhan said over here, by singling out the seekers of truth, Krishna indirectly instructs the other three class of the pious men to cultivate knowledge. As Srila Prabhupada writes, so this is about nectar of devotion. Without being elevated to the position of a jnani or a wise man, a devotee cannot stick to the principle of worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In other words, if devotees do not become selfless through wisdom, material desires will inevitably distract them from serving the Lord. This is why Jnani is very great. But Jnani is on a doorway of pure devotional service because still he has not developed a desire to serve the Lord, please the Lord. So we can also understand that how much is important that we focus on in our consciousness about pleasing the Lord by serving. We are not over here just to, anyhow, we do the service, it's fine. But when the service is completely deprived of any other motive, apart from pleasing the Lord, or the Lord is very, very happy. So, no, so that is why this Lord Chaitanya spoke when speaking to Ramanand Rai, and he spoke very clearly that Varnashram, no, is A to buy, right? No? Because in Varnashram, what happens? You do what is your duty, and then you actually put it as to the, you submit it to the Lord. So that is not done for the pleasure of the Lord as such much. So there's a gradation goes up and up and up like that. So this has been said over here. Now any questions, Prabhu? Yeah, Kaushik, Prabhu, you had. Now is it clear to you? Where are you?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Am I audible,
Yeah,
Prabhuji?
yeah.
Prabhuji, in one lecture which you gave, similar to this, you said that I asked you one question. Sometimes devotees hear the lectures with different motives. Some may hear with intellectual motive, some may hear to purify their heart, and some may hear to please the Lord. But in one context, you told that for purifying their heart and for pleasing the Lord, this is seen in one context. I am not remembering that context. Means they are hearing to purify their heart and they are hearing to please their Lord. And you said it is same. So in what context they are same, Prabhuji?
Yeah, there are contexts in the same that because we as a practitioner of bhakti path, we know why we want to purify the heart. But for a jnani, he doesn't knows that. We have heard from, sometimes when we hear these terminology coming from the Vedic perspective, we start thinking ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? क्योंकि हमें बहुत मुफ्त में भगवान प्रभुपाद जी की कृपा से डायरेक्ट भक्ति डायरेक्टली मिल गया है। भक्ति में बचपन से
बचपन from the childhood of Bhakti, you know, we have heard Krishna as a supreme person. We have heard that we are supposed to please him. So it is very natural for us to understand like that. But that's not so natural for a Jnani. So for
Mhm.
us, when we say, like Bhagavatam speaker says, I am going to speak for purification of my heart and glorification of the Lord. So no, why he says purification? Because he knows that if I purify my heart and glorify the Lord, it will be very pleasing to the Lord. Right. So that's what is being said. Anything more, Prabhu? Anyone else, Prabhu? Haribol? Okay, then let's move ahead in our verses. There we are. So now the question has been asked that no, Lord, because so Lord has glorified the Jnani so much. Uh, okay, see, Prabhupada actually just one thing. Prabhupada is quoting this verse in his purport about the Jnani. When Krishna says that he is my soul, Prabhupada is quoting Sadhuvo hridam hidayam mahyam sadhu nam hridayam toham mat anyate na janati na ham tebhyo managapi. प्रभु ने इतना भी कोट कर दिया क्योंकि क्यों कोट किया अरे ये तो बहुत जल्दी है ना तो बहुत जल्दी भगवान के भगवान के सेवा में लग जाएगा भगवान को प्लीज करने के लिए टू एक्चुअली टू मेक अस अंडरस्टैंड दैट they that give up make us understand that give up these material motives serve the Lord for pleasing the Lord for pleasing the master for pleasing the spiritual master that's how now the question may be asked oh what it takes how these person people become jnani because anybody will like if somebody said oh he became AI, JE topper 1 and rank AIR 1 everybody asks कैसे बन गए आप क्या किया आपने तो वैसे ही पूछा जा रहा है अर्जुन पूछ रहे हैं भगवान से अरे क्या किया इसने कैसे बन गया ये ज्ञानी तो भगवान बता रहे हैं yes yes now he is going to speak this shloka how the jnani became a jnani bahunam janmanamante ज्ञानवान ज्ञानवान माम प्रपद्यते वासुदेव सर्वमिति स महात्मा सुदुर्लभः एक ही आंसर दिया है बहुनाम जन्म नाम से भूत जन्मों में उसने पापड़ बेला है in the sense that's how read the translation
After
purport.
many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare.
Purport.
The living entity, while executing devotional service or transcendental rituals, after many, many births, may actually become situated in the transcendental pure knowledge. That the supreme personality of Godhead is the ultimate goal of spiritual realization. In the beginning of spiritual realization, while one is trying to give up one's attachment to materialism, there is some leaning towards impersonalism. But when one is further advanced, he can understand that there are activities in the spiritual life and that these activities constitute devotional service. Realizing this, he becomes attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and surrenders to Him. At such a time, one can understand that Lord Sri Krishna's mercy is everything, that He is the cause of all causes, and that this material manifestation is not independent from Him. Realizes that material world is to be a perverted reflection of the spiritual variegatedness, and realizes that in everything there is a relationship with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Thus, he thinks of everything in relation to Vasudeva and Sri Krishna. Such a universal vision of Vasudeva precipitates one's full surrender to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna as the highest goal. Such surrendered great souls are very rare.
So some Mahatma has been said over here that some Mahatma Sudurlabha. These Jnanis are very Durlab people, and how they become because of executing devotional service, and uh, for many births, they come to this understanding that you know that Krishna is the ultimate goal of spiritual realization. But the Prabhupada is saying that in the beginning they have a lot of because they have attachment to materialism still, so they will have some leaning towards impersonalism. Eventually, they give it up. uh, and when he becomes attached to Supreme, he surrenders to him. So, what has happened? He executes devotional service. It's been said over here means what? बहुत बहुत जन्मों से वो भक्ति उन्मुख सुकृति इकट्ठा करते रहता है. He keeps on collecting bhakti unmukh agyat sukriti. No? Comes to a stage after that he understood that because of those he and the intervention of a devotee, he comes to understand that Krishna is the ultimate goal of spiritual realization. You know, but still might have some material leaning towards materialism. So then and then eventually as he grows in devotional life, he gives it up that also materialism and surrenders to the Lord. So now for that time, Krishna becomes everything. And then he understands that he is everything, he is a cause, he is a benefactor of every material and spiritual manifestation. And then he understands everything, the whole spiritual world, material world, what is the relationship between and all, and he Vasudevam Sarvamiti. So such a person comes to a stage of the universal vision of Vasudeva, and that Vasudeva is all in all. All the material manifestation and spiritual manifestation are nothing but he only manifested himself, and the relationship between the material realm and the spiritual realm is also very clear to him. What does it mean that understanding of the material realm and the spiritual realm is nothing but Vasudeva, manifestation of Vasudeva? He understands that spiritual world is also is a Vasudeva, is Vasudev Sarvamati, is all nothing but Vasudev, is for the Lord, is by the Lord, we say, no? And, is by the Lord, for the Lord, and that's what he does, and even the material world. But in material world, he understands people are, and there is a perverted reflection. Everybody is trying to, everybody is trying to enjoy, and what is there in the spiritual world, that's what is there in the material world. Only it's a shadow or a fake. He understands about it very clearly, and such people are very rare. So such gyanis are very rare. That's how actually he gives it up. So and then Sasta Shesha Purusha has been spoken about. How, what does it mean, meaning of Vasudevam Sarvamiti? Prabhupada explains over here by quoting this Purusha Shukta prayer. Sahasra Shirsha Purusha Sahasra Aksha Sahasrapad Sabhumin Visvato Vritva त्यातिष्ठद्दश अङ्गुलम् पुरुष एवदं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्ययम् उत आत्मृत उत उत अमृत्व अवशेषानो यद एनानो अतिरोहति. So that's been said about Vasudeva Sarvamati. Read this. What is the meaning of Vasudeva Sarvamati being explained over here? Lord Vishnu.
Lord Vishnu has Lord Vishnu has thousands of heads, thousands of eyes, and thousands of feet, entirely encompassing the whole universe. He still extends beyond it by 10 fingers breadth. He is in fact this entire universe. He is all that was and all that will be. He is the Lord of mortality and all
Immortality.
immortality and of all that is nourished by food. In the Chandogya Upanishad, it is said, "Na vai vacho na chaksh- chakshumisi na shrotarni
Shrotrani
na."
मानमसिति अक्षते प्राण इत एव चक्षते प्राणो हि एवाइति सर्वाणि भूतानि.
In the body of a living being, neither the power to speak nor the power to see, nor the power to hear, nor the power to think is the prime factor. It is the life air which is the center of all activities. Similarly, Lord Vasudev, or the personality of God, Lord Sri Krishna, is the prime entity in everything. And because Vasudev is all pervading and everything is Vasudev, the devotee surrenders in full knowledge and
Devotee sort of in a full knowledge. That's what it said. That's the meaning of Vasudeva, Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Uh, Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Actually, so he understands that everything is Vasudev, and everything happens by the will of the Vasudev, not by anything else. No, that's what he said. So that is why there's a verse, Vasudeva, no, Agni Dahati. What is that shloka? I will
Vasudeva
say.
Parayuga Vasudeva Parakriya. Guruji, that verse?
Yeah, Vasudeva Paramaka. So all these he says Vasudeva. So these all, Vasudeva Paragati, Vasudeva Parakriya, these all shlokas, this is the lines has been spoken in the first canto, second chapter, Vasudeva. Yeah, this is a shloka I'll show you. You're able to see the shloka? Haribol? Nahin?
No.
No, no, no. Okay. So when it says Vasudeva Sarvamiti, this one. No? Vasudeva Paraveda, Vasudeva Paramaka, Vasudeva Parayoga, Vasudeva Parakriya, Vasudeva Parajnanam, Vasudevam Parantapaha, Vasudeva Parodharma, Vasudeva Paragati. So all this was Vasudeva. So it's been said over here. So Sa Evadam Sasadgagre Bhagavan Atmamaya Asad Rupaya Chaso Gunmaya Gunamaya Guno Vibhu. So this when in the beginning of Material, so he's been said. He understands this. In the beginning of Material, the absolute personality of God is transcendental, created the energies of the cause and effect of his by his own internal energy. So this is all this meaning. With this stage when he comes, he gives up everything. He understands there's nothing beyond Vasudeva. He doesn't look for anything else. He's just looking for Vasudeva. That's how he becomes a Jnani. Right? So one has to see what he has to do. That see we either we wait and keep on collecting Agyat Sukh Bhakti Mukha Gyasukruti for God knows how many lifetimes, or we hear these knowledge from Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam from the mouth of lips of a pure devotee and understand it by serving them, serving Prabhupada's mission. We understand it and we go ahead and we enter into the path of pure devotional service. Pure devotional service path is very very easy. Anybody can enter into it. It doesn't require much of a just keep a watch that don't get sidelined by other desires in your life. Don't let other desires sideline you in the path of Krishna consciousness. Very good future awaits us. Krishna himself says, actually, he is so dear to me. What else? What else remains for that devotee? The Lord says, oh, he is very dear to me. Everybody wants to hear this word from their boss. And when the boss says, oh, he's very dear, this employee is very dear to me. People feel, oh, I got, they get the best employee award in different companies, and people are so much crazy about it. They get it, and they actually write in the resume that I was awarded best uh, what you say employee award, or what is there employee award, or what has been said to you in your companies? What they say?
Part of the team.
Yeah. So people are so has a craze about it. Uh, People want to the same certificate the Lord is giving. We should be so eager to achieve it. Once achieved, but in the company, what happens? You are for 1 year, you will be the top. The second year, the next year, somebody else may get that award, and that may not come to you. But this is not with the Lord. He is forever grateful to that person, and sees he will be also Nitya Yukta Upasana. But because for the in Krishna's creation, there can be multiple toppers, not only one topper. That's in material world. That's in material world. So now we'll move ahead to the next verse, which is being quoted over here as. Uh, so this is the verse which is said over here. Let us recite. कामस्तैस्तहितज्ञाना प्रपद्यन्ते अन्यदेवता तान् तान् नियमाम आस्थाय प्राकृत्य नियतः स्वयः. So now the change of theme happens, Prabhu. From the verse number 20 to probably 25, Krishna is going to speak about those people who actually don't come to me. See, these all four category people come to the Lord, right? Sukritana. And they are Duskritana people, they don't go anywhere. You know? But these now, what about those people who are demigod worshipper or impersonist? Now our Lord is going to tell about over here. Those who don't come to me, but they go to demigod or towards my impersonal aspect. What to say about them? So now यहाँ पे Sthitagnyana prapadyante anya devata, about demigod worshippers is said. Read the translation.
Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desire surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulation of worship according to their own natures.
ना पढ़िए पूरा पढ़ना पड़ेगा.
Purport: those who are freed from all material contamination surrenders unto the Supreme Lord and engage in his devotional service. As long as the material contamination is not completely washed off, they are by nature non-devotees. But even those who have material desires and who resort to the Supreme Lord are not so much attracted by external nature. Because of approaching the right goal, they soon became free from all material lust. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is recommended that whether one is a pure devotee and is free from all material desires, or is full of material desire, or desire liberation from material contamination, he should in all cases surrender to Vasudev and worship him as stated in the Bhagavatam 2.3.10. Akamo sarvakamo va mokshakamo udarati Tivrena bhakti yogena yajate purusham param. Less intelligent people who have lost their spiritual sense take shelter of demigods for immediate fulfillment of material desire. Generally, such people do not go to the Supreme Personality of Godhead because they are in the lower modes of nature, ignorance and passion, and therefore worship various demigods. Following the rules and regulation of worship, they are satisfied. The worshippers of demigods are motivated by small desire and do not know how to reach the supreme goal, but a devotee of the Supreme Lord is not misguided. Because in Vedic literature there are recommendations for worshipping different gods for different purposes. Example, a deceased man is recommended to worship the sun. Those who are not devotee of the Lord think that for certain purpose demigods are better than the Supreme Lord. But a pure devotee knows that the Supreme Lord Krishna is the master of all. In the Chaitanya Charitamrut, it is said, Ekale Ishvara Krishna Ara Sabhya Sabhabhritya. Only the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is master and all others are servants. Therefore, a pure devotee never goes to demigods for satisfaction of his material needs. He depends on the Supreme Lord, and the pure devotee is satisfied with whatever he gives.
Amazing, na? Prabhupada is saying, therefore, a pure devotee never goes to demigods for satisfaction of his material. No, yeah, pure devotee material need. Okay, he doesn't goes. What is being said over here that okay, I'll come to this line later. Well, let me. So Prabhupada is over here Krishna is very clearly saying, they are these people actually. These people are actually, uh, kamasteste hritagnyana, because their knowledge is deprived, because of the kama, the desires, their intelligence has been stolen. And that is why they surrender to Anna Devata, other than me. So Prabhupada, Krishna is very clearly saying that people, they go to demigod with some material motive. You know. But now, because so now Krishna is saying, Prabhupada is writing, Somebody approaches with all kind of motives to Krishna is far higher than these people for the demigods. So one thing we should know that this verse Akama Sarvo Kama Va Moksha Kama Udaridhi, we should always quote whenever you are telling about the demigod worshippers. Because why? Demigod worshippers, if you know they are approaching the demigod, with some because to fulfillment of the material desire. So then you have to tell by the way, my Lord also allows that. Krishna also says that you come with all desires to me, I will fulfill it. You know. So we generally quote. So in this context, this verse has been always been quoted, even in the Bhagavatam, that to tell how the Lord is merciful, and to tell that you come to the Lord, don't go to another devata. If you come to the Lord, like Dhruv Maharaj, everything will happen for you. Heart will be also purified. You will get also. So no, don't go. But one should never say that this is the standard that we should be, throughout our devotional life. Akama sarvakama moksha kama tivrena. No, that is not the way. No, not we don't. We are not supposed to approach the Lord with these material desires. This will not allow us to enter into pure devotional service path. And we have to give it up. Moksha kama. Moksha kama, or all these desires. One has to understand, but to the knowledge, uh, and give it up these desires. and but for over here, because he's a demigod worshipper, the Prabhupada is writing to make people understand that Ekala Ishwar or Ekala Ishwara Krishna Arasabha Bhritya is all demigods. They will not be able to do much for you because they are only tax collectors. Demigods are tax collectors. They collect the tax on behalf of the Lord. People who are not ready to directly submit to the Lord, then the demigods are appointed as a tax collector. And a tax collector has to submit to the tax to the owner and not to the government, to the president. And then the president will give them some, some portions of your remuneration. And that remuneration they share with the people in general who are actually offering sacrifices to them, so that they continue to offer sacrifices to them. But no, these are indirect worshippers of the Lord, and that's what been said because of they're bent upon their desires to be fulfilled, and they don't want to go to the Supreme Lord because don't have knowledge, or they don't want to get purified of their material contamination. Yeah, sometimes it happens. That's why it's been said to maintain material attachment is a problem. Uh, Maintaining material attachment is very bad. Somebody say, okay, with material attachment, I'll go to the top. I will go to the Supreme Lord. That's very good. But please know, it is going to be very, very painful. And these material desires will create a lot of pain. And pain to whom? To the person who is possessing it. And there's a high chance that he may give it up the process. So it's better is that we understand the futility of these material desires and absorb ourselves in Krishna, purify ourselves by glorifying Him, by hearing about Him, and serving Him, and get rid of these material desires. Material desires is a disease situation and should not be in a disease situation. So said like that, so this is about the demigod worshippers. Uh, are so these people actually they are very uh, they are calm as this basically. So here these are, so this means the Sakam Bhaktas are much higher than these people. You know. So that Sakam Artha Arthate Jigyasu, they have also material desire, but they are much higher than these people who are actually going to Devatas. So because those four, these people who are approaching the Lord, they are called as Sukritina. They are not called as Sukritina. These people who are approaching the Lord, approaching the demigods. So they surrender. So because they have less intelligence, Rita Jnana, they think that devatas like the Surya Chandra Agni. They will give me immediate relief from my afflictions of all the problems, and not the Lord. That's why they go to him. So they are, they are corrupt and averse to surrender to the Lord in one way. So, uh, so, so the Lord is very happy if somebody worships Him even with material desires, rather than actually going to some devatas, for immediate happiness. But what will happen? They will continue the cycle of birth. The Lord does not want the jivas to continue the cycle of birth and death because they are His part and parcel. So it is like that saying that father wants the child, father wants the child that, you know, Array, whatever you want, you come to me. I will take care of you. I'll give you, and I'll make sure that you will also get rid of those desires. Like child wants to eat chocolate. His already teeth are gone. Now he thinks that if I go to the father, he will say no to me. But he goes to the uncle. The uncle keeps on giving the child the chocolate. What will happen? His teeth will never become good. Rather, than it will become more spoiled up. So father won't be so happy with the child going to the uncle. The father says, "Okay, you want this chocolate? You come to me. I'll also give you sometimes. I'll rather than giving 4 times a day a chocolate, I'll give you 1 time in a day the chocolate, and I also give you the medicine to cure the teeth problem." But the child doesn't want the cure. He wants just immediate relief. Immediate relief. Just fulfill my desires. Manmani karne. So there are some people ना there are some people जो उनका मन में वो जो करता है वही उनको अच्छे लगते हैं. So ऐसे ही लोग हैं. This is why the Lord is not so happy with them. Hita Gyan. So they are Hita Gyana. They have lost all intelligence. They don't know. The Lord is their Pita. Hum Bij Pada Pita. They forget that and they go to these demigods. Now, what a foolish thing is this? According to the Lord has been said. That is Hita Gyana. Their impression are such that it makes them opposed to surrender. Because of these kinds of tendency that they have, they never surrender to the Lord. They become opposed to surrender, and eventually they may become like that kind of Duskritina, Mura, Prapadyan, Arad, these kind of people. Uh, so you have any questions, Prabhu? I don't want to enter into it the next words because that's all about demigod. Yeah, Vaibhav Prabhu, your hand is raised.
Hello. How see this sentence like
Yeah,
God?
your sound is breaking, Prabhu.
Now, bro,
Uh-huh.
is here?
Not so good.
Hare
Try
Krishna.
it. Try. Yes.
Yeah, is it clear, Prabhuji?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Prabhuji. How we can see it in the sentence like Arjuna, Krishna suggested to Arjuna to go to the Shivji and to get like some vardhan and all this thing for the upcoming Kshetra. So how
Yeah.
we can see,
In
Prabhuji? Yeah.
Mahabharata time. See, the Lord,
Yeah.
there are two different things. One is the father is saying to the child, go to the uncle and get this thing learned from him, come back. And another is that the child does not has much faith on the father, and he goes to the uncle directly. They huge difference. Is it understandable? The Lord is going and telling. So Lord tells even the demigods while the time of actually he's out. Prove you are able to hear, na? What I'm answering? Huh. So the Lord even in the time of Samudra Manthan, he told the demigods, go and call the Shivji. He will do that. So it is actually why he's told actually to glorify Shivji to the people in general. They should know the glories of Lord Shiva. And also now in Arjuna category is also he's saying that you need this astra, you go with my permission, you go. Right. As such, they were not, they were to having good time. The Lord has to come and introduce them. Chalo bhaiya, lau kuch karo. So the Lord is engaging him into a kind of a varnashrama, Yeah, that you go to this demigod and get it, go to this Indra and get it, and all those things. It is according to the plan of the Lord. He is executing. So he is making it, and I understand for the people, because Mahabharata talks about dharma, artha, kama, moksha a lot. So to keep that, if the Lord only would have given everything, it was very clear. Then it is a Bhagavatam. What's the difference between Mahabharata and Bhagavatam? So the Lord is actually sending him, actually also to keep the all law and order of Varnashram over there, general Varnashram, not Daiva Varnashram, which we follow, for the people in general, so that they want something, they can go. That's what I would say. It is not that Lord is not capable of giving, or it is not that Arjuna is looking, you know, to get that power from Lord Shiva. He is not interested in. Is that we can give the reference of Samudra Manthan Lila like that, because Lord wants also these people to be known, because not everybody is going to surrender to the Lord. It's not so easy. Okay. Anything more has to be.
I had one question.
Uh-huh.
Previous part, we were discussing about Gandhi. So
No, you tell very clearly. You tell very clearly.
actually, in the previous verse, it was
Uh,
mentioned about Gyani. We were discussing. So, Krishna tells that being engaged in my transcendental service, he is sure to attend.
क्या he is engaged in?
अभी आवाज आ रहा है ब्रोजी?
Uh-huh.
Being engaged in my transcendental service, he is sure to attend me.
Yeah, right.
So, means as we were discussing about the difference between the pure devotee and Gyani.
Yeah, but
So
yeah.
until he becomes pure devotee, he will not attend, right?
But but the Gyani is like that. He's like a candidate who is okay. You know, he's like a candidate who is in already Super 30 batch of IIT. So why to say that he will not go into IIT? He will, Baba.
Mhm.
Right, no? So
Mhm.
he's already of that caliber. That's why Krishna is a नित्य युक्त. क्यों बोला गया उधर नित्य युक्त? ये छोड़ने वाला नहीं है, क्योंकि उसको कुछ और अभिलाषा है ही नहीं इसको जीवन में. बट अभी तक अभिलाषा भगवान को प्लीज करने का नहीं आया है. यही अंतर है. बट पीपल व्हाई दे गो अवे फ्रॉम कृष्ण, बिकॉज दे हैव सम अदर अभिलाषा. बट उसको है ही नहीं है. ओके ना?
Yes, Vijay.
Yeah. Okay. I hope so. It's done. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Very good. Next week the class will be regular, Wednesday and Thursday.
Thank you, Broji, for the class.